Слава Україні, брати і сестри. Далі побачимо таке дуже цікаве інтерв'ю, де зіштовхнулись дві, так би мовити, позиції. Журналістка, яка прийняла правильну сторону і говорить про правильні речі. Про те, що чому Україна має здавати свої території. Тобто до нас прийшов агресор, віджимає у нас, і ми маємо віддати йому території. Ну і з другої сторони, значить, політик, який дуже класно маніпулює, шукає якісь сторони і хоче сказати, що, ну, типа, нічого страшного, що Україна віддасть свої території, розумієте? Це як під час, і ця журналістка, я, на жаль, не знаю її ім'я, дуже класно йому підчоркуючи, ти чув щось про Другу світову? Щось ми змогли зупинити Другу світову війну дипломатією. На що той чувак знову віляє, але менше з тим. Так от про Другу світову війну теж намагались з Путіним, тоді був Гітлер, з Гітлером домовитись, нічого не вийшло. І Друга світова почалась, до речі, там теж був совок пришепний до цього. Вони з Германією окупували Польщу, почали далі там рухатися, так? Ну, всі ми знаємо цю історію, яку росіяни трошки перекрутили під себе, але менше з тим. Дивимось це відео.
It's Russia that's killing people. If Russia stopped fighting, if Russia wanted to end the war, if Russia stopped fighting, Russia could just stop fighting. There wouldn't be a war. No one would be killed.
And that would be
hey,
great.
our job done.
Yeah,
well, why doesn't the West take that to Russia?
Ultimately, maybe that's what the negotiations are.
Which part of Britain would you give away if we were invaded and you wanted to negotiate
none at all.
peace?
None at all.
Oh, so we wouldn't give away any of Britain.
But
it's okay to give away a bit of Ukraine.
Hang on, it's not us giving it away, Julia. Right? It's Ukraine, and
Ukraine doesn't want to give it away.
Of course it doesn't. But ultimately, as everybody said, it is Zelensky's decision. But ultimately, we've got to stop killing people.
If we were invaded and our close allies in NATO, like the United States, basically supported us for a bit, but gave us just enough support so we could actually not lose, but we'd not enough to win.
Yeah.
And after 3 years, whoever was president of the United States said,
from which to try and negotiate a solution.
So at which point Donald Trump, let me finish, says, oh, well, we're going to have a negotiation, but we're going to let the Russians, whoever invaded us, keep our territory. Just to clarify, just how much of British territory would you be willing to give away in those negotiations?
On Northern Ireland, chap. Ultimately, in Northern Ireland, there was a negotiation to stop the killing. It involved horrendous compromises that lots of people didn't want to make.
We didn't give away territory.
We stopped killing people.
We didn't give away territory.
That's also correct.
We didn't give away territory to invade wars. That's a ridiculous analogy.
No, it's a completely valid analogy. Wars.
Sorry, who invaded Northern Ireland?
Wars stop when people stop killing people.
No, wars stop when one side is defeated.
Look.
Sorry, have you heard of the Second World War?
Yes.
Did we negotiate the ending of the Second World War?
Have you heard of there are lots of other wars where ultimately people negotiate a peace. Otherwise, you just carry on. How long are we going to carry on with this?
Falklands.
Yeah, Falklands we won.
Oh yeah, we didn't just negotiate with the Argentina and give them some of the Falklands.
No, there's
Why
plenty
not?
of other...
Why not? That would have stopped the war, Richard. Why not?
Look, ultimately we won that war, but there are other wars where it's a negotiated settlement.
Because it's not our problem. Except it will be our problem when Vladimir Putin thinks he can take any territory of any country in Europe that he darn well pleases.
And that's why the negotiation is about what is the strength of what is put in place to stop him going any further. That's why I've always said...
What's going to stop him going any further? We've just said you can take Crimea, you can take the Donbass.
That's the whole point of the negotiation. Is Ukraine going to join NATO and therefore benefit from the Article 4? Well, that's the point of the negotiation.
Well, there's no negotiation, is it? Is there? There's no negotiation. The Secretary of State
already said... You clearly don't understand how President Trump works. He starts out in one position. That doesn't mean that's where he settles. The whole point of a negotiation, you set out positions and then you work out where you're going to finish.
You know what you don't do in a negotiation? You set out a position where you've given the other side everything that they want.
And that's not what... I suspect
it's literally what they've done in the last 24
I completely
hours.
І що ми бачимо? Значить, що потроху Америка собі хоче кудись там від цього всього відійти, щоб, типу, ну, хай вони там самі розбираються. Тобто вони хочуть дати рашці окупувати територію України, типу сфери впливу, щоб ми стали сферою впливу цієї рашки. Звісно, нормальні люди цього не хочуть в Україні, тому що розуміємо, що така рашка, що це просто болото і дно, і тому ми будемо битись. Ми, в принципі, і так від них, ну, так, щоб сильно допомоги не очікували, вони сам якийсь весь металобрух там давали. От, ми і переможемо своїми силами. Просто у нас іншого шляху нема. Ну, в принципі, все. Слава Україні, брати та сестри. Перемога за нами. Бо за нами правда.